Five. For the members of Shanti Niwas Charitable Trust, we've been doing this program called Sabka Saath. We are all in together. And during the New Zealand lockdown period in our bubbles, we've been working from home and communicating and putting our members together. And today we are fortunate to have two members along with Nilimaji. We have Denise Lee from the National Party Mangakeki electorate, and also Josephine Bartley, who's the Auckland councillor. Ladies, welcome. And Nilimaji, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll hand it over to you so you can conduct today's interview.
Thank you, Hemant, and a very, very warm welcome, Denise and Josephine. So nice to have the Onehanga buddies on this show. We haven't actually gone to Onehanga for a month now, and we really miss going back to our center and having that activities with our seniors. But it's really nice to have you here. It looks as if I'm sitting in Onehanga now. And I think as New Zealanders, we have done a great job of containing COVID-19. And I'm sure you both have done your part in that. And let me first go to Denise. And I know I've been following the Facebook posts of both of you and the great job you've been doing. Denise, you want to tell us a little bit first about your bubble, your family, and how they are coping?
Sure. Can I just acknowledge my elected member colleague Josephine and all the work that she's doing as a councillor in the area. I think we're really well represented with elected members in Onehanga, which of course, as you've pointed out, where Shanti has a wonderful base. Hemant, thank you so much you look very professional, like you're in a BBC show. I think Joe and I thought that we were coming on for a casual chat. Now we feel like we're on international media. And Neelima, thank you so much for everything that you do. And hello to everyone watching this and learning how to use Zoom chat, as we've all had to learn, right? So we're in very unusual times. I've never sat on a chair and looked at a screen for as long as I have for the past 5 weeks. But I've had plenty of opportunities to use my resources to do other things other than Zoom chats. And one of the things that I've done, Neelima, and thanks for the introduction, is basically field a lot of questions. So as a local MP, I have people well before COVID, contact me and ask me for assistance or help, information. I've had 5 times the amount of queries that I normally do during COVID. And in just week 1 of our COVID lockdown, I had more queries this year than I had all of last year. So it's been an incredibly busy time for my office, but what an incredible time to help make a difference. So we started I'll just make it brief, 2 very practical things. One was a network of volunteers we called COVID Connect, which is 120 volunteers of all walks of life. They don't have to be involved in the party that I'm involved in. They don't even have to know who I am. They've just come on board, 120 local people, and we've contacted close to 2,500 seniors in the area and have ended up with friendly phone calls on a regular basis. We've done grocery shopping, we've picked up prescriptions from pharmacies, all sorts of things. And that's been a real practical difference and just something that I've been able to coordinate and get involved in personally too. I'll just give you one story so maybe those watching and listening can understand how this works. There's a really lovely lady, elderly lady called Helga, and she was waiting for her grocery online order to come. It came after 8 days, so it was very late. And missing from that order was a box of cornflakes. Now, her husband had a stroke 9 years ago, and if he is out of his routine, he gets very uneasy and upset and agitated. And when the cornflakes didn't come, because that's all he eats for breakfast, he refused to eat anything else. So she called up the same volunteer that had called her just 2 days earlier and said, would you mind please helping me get a box of cornflakes? And sure enough, within hours, they had a box of cornflakes. So that's just the little practical things that make a big difference. And it's been a real privilege to be part of that. locally.
That's great. That's really great to hear the help you're providing individuals. You know, even during these times, even small things make a big difference. And you know, we actually are learning to live with less things which we are not used to. And especially when it comes to the older people, I can understand that their routines, if their routines are changed, they're not very happy. They get very upset.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Denise, for all the help you're providing for the seniors and the community in Onehunga. And to you, Josephine, I know that your bubble is you and your cat. So how are you both doing?
That's right. Hello to everybody out there. Hello, Nalima. Hello, Hemat. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on the show. I acknowledge our Member of Parliament, Denise Lee, as well, and the amazing work that her and her office are doing to support our community. Yes, my bubble is me and a very grumpy old cat. That's my bubble. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a husband before we went into lockdown. So it's just me and this old cat in our bubble. Yeah, it's been an interesting time though, hasn't it?
It is.
You think about the past generations and what they went through. You know, they went through world wars, they went through diseases, pandemics, and this is what we're facing. This is our challenge, and it's just so weird. It's very weird, and so interesting that the way that we can save other people's lives is as simple as just staying home. So yeah, it's been really emotional to watch the Prime Minister's news reports when she updates us that, you know, we're coming out of level 3, we're doing well as a country, as a community, to kind of beat the COVID community transmission, and then just to see what's happening even in our own local Onehunga and how everyone is just getting together and helping each other. It's been amazing. For what I've been doing as a counsellor, I've been supporting the community groups that are providing food to our communities. There was a time right in the very beginning where there was a gap and some families were missing out on food. So just in the Onehunga area, so I did my own food shopping and went and delivered it there to some of the families there. And what I never wanted was, I didn't want anyone to see me drop the food off and for me to see them, because I know it can be very embarrassing, and you know, I wanted to maintain their dignity in the whole you know, process of it. So yeah, that was really hard to see that a lot of people are suffering like that in our communities. So all the people that are donating to food banks, that are doing the volunteering, Denise's office, man, what lifesavers. But yeah, we can all do our own little bit, but it's just so hard out there what people are going through.
And it's really heartwarming to see the way New Zealand has come together, the people of New Zealand have come together, because I think that is something very unique which we have in New Zealand, the community spirit. And it doesn't matter which community they are, they're extending out their hands to help people, you know, in whatever ways. Even at Shanti Niwas, we have a few families who don't have any family support in New Zealand. And being elderly, we don't want them to go out and risk. So we reached out to a Sikh association who's helping us to deliver the groceries. So their volunteers go out and deliver those groceries to our seniors. It's been really, really heartwarming to know that such things are happening in our communities.
Yeah.
Good job, good job. Denise, I want you to add some more of your great work you're doing.
Well, I was just going to raise, I read an article today, I think, that the Takanini Sikh community had delivered 15,000 food packages in the last week or maybe 2 weeks. That's a huge number. That is an absolutely massive number. And so to pick up on something that Joe's already said, there are so many sources from so many different areas that we can really feel good about the New Zealand spirit, and that community spirit's alive and well, and that people want to go beyond their natural frame and help anyone and everyone. And so it doesn't, when you get to helping people, it doesn't run political colours, it doesn't run religious colours, it doesn't run cultural, it's just humanity. And you know, that's something that we will never ever forget this time for, and I really hope that we can somehow keep the spirit going. I think that we can, I personally like to capture that spirit through little kids as well, because they don't see any of that stuff anyway. They don't see divisions anyway, they never have. And we can learn a lot from them. So I was particularly, I loved it, Neelima, when I saw you and your granddaughter in the fashion show, doing your twirl around in your beautiful saris and just looking gorgeous with all that colour. You know, that to me is the human spirit. I've also been locally running a kids art competition where if they send me their artwork that thanks frontliners, then I'm just the conduit. I just send that artwork to the frontliners. So we've got a really wonderful constable, local Don Allen, and I think and many people in Shanti know who Don is.
Yes, we do. And I, in fact, tried getting him on the show, but I'm sure he must be very, very busy, so I didn't pressure him.
Or he's not very technical, is he, Joe? He doesn't know how to get on Zoom. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you know, just for kids to draw gorgeous artwork, and then maybe if Joe wants to take the next question, I might see if I can find something on my phone and hold it up to the screen of the kind of artwork that kids are doing, because they're very conscious that people, when we're all in lockdown in our homes, you know, I'm here in my home, frontliners were out, doctors and nurses and posties and truck drivers and people at Foursquare, and you know, just incredible. I bet we've all got family and friends who are essential workers, and that's
my brother was out and about. He works for the railways, so he never had a holiday at home like all of us are doing, and being terribly proud of what he does.
Yeah, people are not selfish. They're out there when the rest of us feel safe and even maybe a little bit scared. They're out there.
Josephine, would you like to say a little bit about what the council is going to do in level 3, what is allowed and what is not allowed, especially for the seniors?
Yeah, so for level 3, wow, for the seniors, we've got our library staff, because you know our libraries are closed. So the library's going to stay closed, the rec centre's going to stay closed, and the playgrounds. But we've got our library staff that have been ringing the seniors, the over 70s, on their database. So that's been good, just touching base, see how people are. But for level 3, our cemeteries will be open, so you can have gatherings of up to 10 people if there's a burial that's happening. Our preschools are reopening based on the demand. Noise complaints are back out there. They're starting to work again, because I had so many people contact me about the neighbours that keep having parties all day, all night. People still gathering, even though we're in lockdown. People still using the playgrounds. So like Denise, man, I was so busy that first week with so many questions, so many complaints about people, you know, doing risky behaviour. What else are we doing? We're still going to be doing our inspections of buildings, the food places. What else? The resource consents, removing graffiti. Our city watchers out there again. These are the volunteers, and they work with the police to keep the streets safe. And then our construction projects that have already happened, so we can get the jobs going. Yeah, those are our main things. Our, you know, the museum, the zoo, they're all still staying closed, but our essential services continue.
Yeah, that's good to know. And hopefully, if we continue with this trend, we might go soon to level 2, a little bit more of interaction, because social isolation is such a big problem for the seniors. And that's why Shanti Niwas is trying to go virtual, let them activities online. And so it's been good so far. And a lot of them are learning, including me, like to how to have Zoom and things like that. It's been good, and I only hope we come out of this situation very soon.
Yeah, it must be
safely.
Yeah, safely, because I can imagine it'll be very hard. I mean, I'm here, but I've got my cat to keep me company. But it must be very hard. And you know, even though elderly shouldn't be going out to the shops, I see them at the dairy, and then everybody just kind of chats and talks, and they don't want to stay home. They want to see people.
Yeah.
So I can understand that.
Dennis, you've got your pictures?
Oh, yeah, let's see if this works. This is a picture of Don Ham. I'm going to see if it, oh, it's a bit reflective, isn't it? No, I don't think that's going to work. Oh, maybe if I come back, no.
But we will show, I'm pretty sure that if you email that to Nilima or Jyoti at Shanti Niwas, we'll put it on our Facebook page, because I'm sure the Shanti Niwas members would like to see that lovely painting as well.
Yeah, it's a picture of a lovely boy called Ian who drew a picture of Constable Don and his dog Piper.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And said, thank you for the work that you're doing. And then it's a picture of Don holding up that artwork. So yeah, I'll email that through to Nilima and everyone at Shanti Niwas can see what it looks like.
Oh yeah, Don is a great guy. Even with lockdown, without lockdown, he's always there on the streets.
And we have another guest on the show.
Yeah, we have a special guest. Well,
Sundown. He's 16 years old.
Oh
my God, he's a grand old man.
He is.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's nice to have you both with us today, and hopefully we will see you not virtually but in person very soon, and we hope and pray that that day comes very soon. Thank you for the great work you're doing, and keep on going. Hemant?
Yes, indeed. It's nice to have you, Josephine and Denise, and your words of wisdom and how things are. The members of Shanti Niwas who see you at events are seeing you after a long time, and this is what it is, that we're connecting people in this time of need, because then they don't feel alone at home. And Shanti Niwas is so innovative. The fashion show was one thing, and we're launching something on Thursday for the members as well, which is going to be very interesting. So it's just involving them, and as we said, we're together, we all can make a difference. Together we have all done well in this New Zealand situation, which has been talked about around the world, and may this efforts continue and maybe come out safe on the other side. Thank you once again, and we'll join you in another event another time with Shanti Niwas.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.